Black America, I'm going to say something that's going to be a little bit uncomfortable for some of you, but it's some things that you all should realize. We were the actual natives in many cases. We're not saying that, some of the natives who have more Mongolian genes didn't exist. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that we had black natives on these lands right here in the U.S. and also in South America who existed side by side. The Olmecs and others. There's been numerous studies, radiocarbon dating used. I mean, but even if you don't want to use all the fossils that's been found right here in the U.S., in the American South, and also in South America, even if you don't want to use that, look at the Moore-Sundry Act of South Carolina. That was brought up during slavery because you had black Moroccan citizens who was here in the U.S. and they were not supposed to be enslaved. They were subjects of the Sultan. Why in the world would you need that for people who didn't already exist on these lands? Why in the world would you have black Moroccans traveling to these lands knowing that they could be enslaved because there was no such act that existed before then? Make it make sense. Do you know how long it takes you to travel from Morocco to here? Think about it. And think about the logistics of the slave trade. We know there's a whole bunch of slaves. Probably a lot more than what they said. But you think about the logistics of traveling with that many people from the African continent to here. You gotta feed them people. You gotta keep them alive. You gotta keep them from getting sick. Because think about it. Even if you got them here, you still gotta sell them or make them work. Or have them be useful in some kind of way. What's the point in having a slave if you gotta just feed them and they can do nothing? Think about the logistics of this. Versus you already having a good population of black people already here. You already had the idea, well, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between these black people and some of these natives. So you know what? They're all Negro. And that would explain a lot, wouldn't it? We're not saying that there is no claim that the other red natives cannot make. We're not saying that. But what we're saying is you're not going to sit here and pretend like the Olmecs did not exist. You're not going to sit here and pretend like the black Muskogos never exist. We found black people in Ireland, in Europe. We found evidence of black Europeans who existed organically. You are not going to sit here with a straight face and tell me there were not any black indigenous people right here.